Welcome to Fake Gamer Bro. I am your fakest gamer bro, Jackie, aka Jax, pronouns they, them, and I'm here to talk about mobile games I love and love to hate. And back with me again today is Cam to talk about a game that I've kind of talked about on most episodes so far, but Farm RPG. Cam, care to introduce yourself?
Heyo, I'm Cam. I'm here. I'm farming.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Yeah, life is good with the simple pleasures of farming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Farm RPG. I first heard about it on the Besties. Griffin mentioned it as like a farming sim that was like similar to Stardew Valley, but if Stardew Valley was spreadsheets, and I'm like, okay, well that's my thing. So
Honestly, that's a pretty good description. That's pretty apt.
and like if you hear that and you like it, you like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's such a good game. So like as the name suggests, you farm, you explore, you craft things, you fish, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, Cam, what's been your experience with it so far?
The most important thing to me is that you can name and pet your cows and chickens.
Yeah.
That is vital to the experience. Although they tell you if you want to like farm animals, you shouldn't name them because then you get attached and then you can't kill them. So I don't know, but it's a game.
It's a game. Yep, because you name your cow and then you send it off to slaughter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get steaks and leather.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things in this game to focus on.
Yes, definitely.
Some people swear by certain things, and some people swear by other things, and some people just have fun, like, doing shit. I'll start at the top with farming. Farming, you start off with what, like 2 or 3 rows?
I think 3, yeah.
Yeah, so you start off with like 3 rows of 4, and you farm like carrots and peppers and stuff like that. And it takes a couple of minutes to go through, and then you sell that. You do quests. You start unlocking buildings like the chicken coop and the cows and everything like that. And yeah, and it just gosh, I feel like I could explain all of these for an entire episode because
Yeah, for sure.
there's just so much. Here, I'll start with this. Cam, what is your favorite part of Farm RPG?
It feels cheesy to say, but probably the community for sure. If we're talking just pure mechanics, then I do enjoy the crafting a lot. I kind of just like how the crafting and the selling and the buying all kind of interact with each other, and it's easily understandable without being like super boring or super grindy. And it's just fun
Yeah.
to level stuff up. It's fun to keep making a bunch of stuff and then unlock new stuff that you can make and new materials that you can find and things like that. But yeah, if we're talking just generally, then definitely like talking to people. People are super nice, super generous, give you just free stuff all the time. It's kind of on a like assumed basis that, if I get you one time, someday you'll get me back and, the karma will come back around or whatever. But people are still super nice and will just give you free stuff, and it's really cool. And they're also just super helpful. They'll give you information on anything you want to ask about. There's a whole like help chat and a trade chat. And also a spoiler chat, which is very nice. I appreciate that because then you can do the quests and you can go through the story without knowing everything already, which is cool. So yeah, I think that about sums up what I like most about it.
Yeah, I like that you delved into the chat because I am allergic to chat in game.
I'm allergic to socializing.
Yes. So yeah, I glance on there if something weird happened, and I'm seeing if there's an update about it, or sometimes the spoiler chat. More recently, I mostly just like lurk on the Discord. I don't know, Discords are like a lot less stressful to me than like chats.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Discords are a lot more low pressure.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just me. That's a me thing. Like Cam said, everyone's like really friendly. What's cool is like the site. Like you can go to the library to find out more about the site and like more about the game mechanics. And they also link to popular community created guides. So I think that's really neat. And I say site because it is a mobile game, but it's also a website. I don't like using the website for much. Like I'll usually have it open if I'm growing some slow stuff that I can keep an eye on it for over like an hour or so.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, as far as like clicking to explore and oh my god, fishing.
It's so much easier to tap for sure.
It's so much easier on mobile. Not impossible on the web, but it's way better on mobile. Which what I like about the mobile app is that it's basically just a website, but in an app.
Yeah, it's like a almost direct one-to-one port of the website, which is pretty impressive. It works out really well on mobile.
Yeah, so it's just like if something gets updated on the website, it's updated on the app. The only extra things on the app is like the iOS has, I think beta has music, or maybe all iOS has music.
Yeah, there's like a certain iOS version and above that has the option for music.
Yeah, I mean it is really not different between the website and the
Yeah, no,
app.
it's really well set up. The menus are pretty intuitive and easy to navigate. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much to say about that. It's really well set up and it's really easy to play.
Yeah, and you're talking about the crafting and like leveling up items and stuff. And
Yeah,
what's cool
yeah.
is you can master items, and there are different levels of master you can get. So, like, if you craft 10, you get like what, like 100 gold or 1,000 or something? Not gold,
Yeah, something like
silver,
that. Yeah, silver, silver.
silver.
Yeah, I think it goes like 1,000 and then 10,000, then 100,000, and then I think
When you hit 10,000, you get 5 gold.
yeah, and then when you hit 100,000, I think you get like 10 gold or 20 gold or something.
I
I don't
think you get
remember.
10 gold.
10 gold. Yeah, that sounds right.
I forget. I've only done it for boards, I think.
Yeah, I'm I'm working on grand mastering boards. I'm not quite there yet. I think I got like 2,000.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, or no, not 2,000. Sorry, like 20,000 or whatever it is. Because the items, it's like less than the silver. The items, like proportionally, like 10 is 1,000 silver, and then 100 is 10,000 silver, and so on. Um, Let me check real quick. Actually, yeah, I'm at 20,000. That's what I thought. Okay.
And what's cool is when you hit the first mastery, the 10,000, that item sells for 10% more in the store. And when you hit the grand mastery, it sells for 20% more.
Yeah, get that money.
So like it really incentivizes you to keep mastering stuff, especially if you want to like get a bunch of gold. Because I'll explain real quick. Silver is the basic currency that you'll buy seeds with, and just kind of some other basic stuff, and all the upgrades to your farm and everything like that. And gold is like a premium currency that you can pay money to get, but it's also extremely easy to get in game.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can get gold.
So many ways to get gold. They'll give gold in quests, when you master items, when you have achievements.
Uh huh.
It's super easy to get gold. And with gold, you can unlock like more perks. Like you can increase your inventory, you can increase your stamina for when you go exploring. There's a lot of quality of life features that just make things easier, but not like impossible if you don't buy them.
Right. No, it's definitely still a super fun and super easy to get into game, even if you don't have a lot of gold.
Which again, he did the creator did a calculation recently. It's like, yeah, we've made it to where it's like you can have like, oh, let me see if I can find the update about it.
Oh, here we go. I think I found it. I thought you might find it interesting that you can now earn over 8,000 gold just from playing.
Yeah, like that's insane.
Yeah.
The upgrades don't cost that much.
Yeah, they really don't.
Like some of the later ones like are like do get kind of up there in price,
You know, like 100 maybe.
like if it's on like the second or third level of like, yeah, there's like some in the second or third level that's like 250, but like that's not like your first entry point to getting those upgrades. And then like each time you upgrade your inventory and stamina, the price to upgrade increases more.
8,000 is a really good setup, honestly. Like, you could probably get through a decent chunk of the game on just 8,000. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, no, and that's if you do all the achievements and get everything, and with all the quests and stuff.
Yeah, and the achievements aren't like super hard either. Like, if you're like playing for a little bit every day and doing the quests and stuff, it'll kind of just happen most of the time.
Yeah, like some you might want to go check in on and say, oh, I got to do this thing I wasn't planning on doing, and now I get stuff. It's really good. It's really good balancing. I think that's what I keep coming back to is everything just feels very uh balanced.
Yeah, it's really well balanced. I know there's some achievements right off the bat that are just like that you just get for adding the basic stuff to your farm. You know, you get like, oh, you unlocked chickens, here's 10 gold. Oh, you unlocked cows, here's 10 gold, or whatever it is. I'd have to check, but it's super easy.
Yes. It's a bunch of stuff like that. I think I'll go back to the question I asked you ages ago about
Oh
like
yeah.
the favorite part of the game for you is crafting. I like exploring.
Exploring is fun. It's a
Yeah.
little random for my taste, but it's fun.
Yeah, exploring is as you go and level up and do quests, you unlock new areas that will help you get stuff to craft or to finish quests or just rare things to say, look, I found this super rare thing, and it shows up on your profile as you found it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And like you don't even have to keep it in your inventory. Like once you find it the first time, it's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. It's like you found the thing and you can keep finding it. But yeah, and it's just got a lot of neat stuff unlocks that way. And everyone has different strategies on which areas to focus on most part to sell
Mhm.
certain things. Like if you want to get technical and detail oriented like that, like get really into game mechanics, people are here to help you get really into game mechanics. If you just want to go to the small spring because if you explore the small spring, you get apples. Get some apples.
Yeah. Get some apples.
There's apples, oranges, and lemons for the fruit so far. Apples you eat straight up, and it gives you stamina. Oranges and lemon you turn into orange juice and lemonade.
Yes, you can make apple cider, but it doesn't do anything. It's just tasty.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything right now. I think I think he said he's planning on doing something else in the future.
They must be, or it wouldn't be there, I assume. But yeah, for now, it doesn't do anything.
There's just so many cool things, and even the fishing, which I don't really like fishing mini games in anything ever. The fishing mini game is not bad.
Yeah, it's not. It can get a little grindy, but as far as fishing go, I mean, it's fishing. There's only so much you can do, and I acknowledge that. And it's yeah, definitely one of the better ones out there.
Yeah, and then like as you progress through the game, it gets easier and easier to do. You can make nets that you just like fish with the nets instead of having to do the fishing mini game. And
I make
so
so many nets. I have no patience.
yeah, like the main reason to fish when you have nets is just to get those. If you get 1,000 on each area, then you get an achievement, 1,000 chain
Uh huh.
of like no misses. So
Oh yeah, yeah. That's sorry. I forgot about that. I haven't bothered doing that yet. Because when you use fishing nets, it doesn't contribute to your streak for obvious
yeah,
reasons. Because that would be really easy to just cheap get.
for
But
sure. It doesn't contribute to the streak. And also, if you manually fish, every 100 chain you get up to 1,000 also increases the experience you get from fishing, but the nets don't do
yeah.
that.
So nets are more like if you're just farming fish for like a quest or something and you just want to get it over with. But if you're looking for like the achievement, then you gotta go manual.
Yeah. But, or just farming for money. People just like tell you just fish forever to get money.
That too, you can just keep perpetually selling fish and generating worms and grubs and stuff, and it's good money. It's steady money if you have the patience for it.
I mean, but like, there's so many different ways to make money. If you want to
For
like
sure.
just farm the stuff to fish, then you can do that. If you want to farm the stuff to like make stuff in the crafting area, you can do that. If you want to farm, just farm.
Yeah. Yeah, you can concentrate on whatever you want. I actually, incidentally and very helpfully, I just have it open in another tab right now because
Oh,
we're
same.
farming
Yes.
pine trees, which we can talk about that event in a second. But someone in the chat linked a post from the library that's literally just titled "Get Rich Quick."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it outlines all these different ways that you can earn silver depending on where you are in the game and what you have available to you. The one I've been using the past few days is kind of the more basic one for any player, where I have just been pumping money into upgrading my sawmill and then making sturdy shields and then selling those and then pumping more money into the sawmill, and that's been working out really well for me so far. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can make money for sure. Like once you get established, it's not hard to keep upgrading and keep making more money, and it's really cool.
Yeah, like today I'm crafting a lot of wooden swords because that gets an extra money. Like every day the market
Yeah.
has a different item that will give you more money. Sometimes it's
Yes.
like, okay, well this only gives you 100 silver normally, and so now it gives you 10% more. And sometimes it's
Yeah.
like, no, this gives you a lot of silver and now it gives you more.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, today today it was wooden swords for like 21% more, which is pretty cool.
yeah.
There's also perks for both being able to craft for less and being able to sell for more, so that also helps.
Yeah, there's so many perks.
Mhm.
It's very hard because I just want all the perks. Like I
Right. Right.
because one of the things is so we both are patrons and we're at the
Yes.
level where we're beta
Yeah.
level, and For the most part, the beta level is just what it is it tests out things from the game before it goes on to the main thing. Like there's an alpha
Right.
level that's even more like unique.
Right.
But also we get a couple of different perks, like we can change our perks for free. So if we're like, I'm actually going to focus on like farming instead of fishing now, so I'm going to change all my perks to be farming focused.
Yeah, you can like reset your points and reassign them, and that works out. That's actually something else that's worth noting because there are achievements and things like that. Perks are things you perk points are things you get from like leveling skills and something else that I don't remember probably, but
Crafting, if you master a craft.
oh yeah, 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 that too. If you master something, you get a perk point. And then perk points are like kind of a separate different set of upgrades that you can also get. There's a couple different, so like there's the gold upgrades and then there's the perk point upgrades. So those are also you just earn them by playing pretty much, which is cool.
Yeah, it's just like just get perk points by just doing your thing. It's so great. And the creator like has a like there's a third party website that you can put suggestions into and people can vote on the suggestions and like takes a look at that and like implements some and he's just like constantly improving the game because he pays attention to what people are saying. And if it's something that makes sense and he can do, he does it as soon as he can. If it's something longer or he has a different idea of what to do about it, he'll do that. It's so good.
I also just want to side note because I know again you don't use the chat a lot, but I will say mods are also very kind, very helpful, very effective at their jobs. So I want to put a little appreciation in there for that.
So the game's constantly improving. If you play the game now and there's some weird quirk of it that you're like, this just makes it too annoying to play, like submit a suggestion or just come back a month later and it's probably gone. Yeah, like the workshop just got a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Before,
Oh my
you would
god.
have to craft items individually. You would have to just click one. And
Yeah.
when you're trying to craft like hundreds of like iron rings, which are the bases for like other items and stuff like that. So it's way too much clicking. And like there was this like auto craft system, but that went pretty slow and you could only craft so many things at a time. Yeah, and then like he gave the betas access to just mass making items in the workshop where it's just like you select how many you want and you just make all of them. And as soon as he got that perfected, he just like put it out to everyone, which is partially because like the other workshop was creating so much lag that he's like, yes, let's reduce lag on the servers.
Yeah, for sure. As far as perks go, as far as like the chance of not using materials when you craft, which is a cool little perk. It kind of works similar to the stamina perk when exploring, which I find kind of cool that they implemented it in kind of the same way and it works that way where you can still craft a bunch at once, but then it'll still count like each individual instance and be like, did you use materials this time? No, hooray.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Like, especially with stuff that like so one of the things you can craft is you can craft wine and grape juice, but that takes a lot of grapes. And so you have to upgrade your vineyard. And so like right now I have like I'm getting like 700 grapes a day.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
just finished like building it up to that. It's fancy.
I started just like a month ago ish, so I'm a little bit lower than Jack here. But what is my vineyard at right now? Where is it? Yeah, I think I'm only doing like 100 per day, but I'm not super concerned about it.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. Like 100 gets you one wine, but you have a chance of getting two wine from that.
Yeah, and it's great.
And then the wine you put in your wine cellar, and then after so many days, it maxes out at a price. It gets more expensive each day, and then you can sell it for like the top price.
I actually I got the cellar upgrade like almost as soon as I got the wine cellar too, like the insulation, so the value goes up quicker. So that's been really helpful.
Oh yeah, it's like 35 days with that is to when it reaches the max.
Yeah.
That's just another random way to make money. And they're constantly introducing things. Like I said, they just added bears and beets, which is like
Yeah.
super end game stuff, but it's still nice. And sometimes they'll add stuff that's not just end game stuff, like the mushrooms.
Mushroom. Oh my god, I'm so glad
Because
they added
mushrooms
mushrooms. That's so cool.
are essential for so much crafting.
Yes, mushrooms are basically like the glue that holds a lot of stuff together. So you use it to make anything from like tools to jewelry, just to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
And before you'd have to like grind for that in very specific areas and when exploring, which is very annoying if you were done with those areas and wanted to move on to higher areas.
Right. Especially if like you'd have to put up with getting all these other materials to be able to get the mushrooms, and sometimes you don't want those other materials, and now you're like, great, my inventory's all jacked.
Exactly. And now he made it to where you can buy mushroom spores and plant those and they give you mushrooms.
Yeah, you just grow mushrooms, and it only like the base time is 90 minutes. When you have full perks, it's not that. It's like 35, I think.
I think it's under that.
Well, it's 35 for me. I don't know if that's yeah. Might be.
I don't know. I could be
I
wrong.
don't know. I don't know. It's short.
Yes. Um so point is it's just like he's just constantly adding improvements to the game. And if something doesn't work, he gets rid of it.
Yeah, it's great. It's just constantly getting better for sure.
Because we were talking about the apple cider. The apple cider existed for a hot second before the whole point of the apple cider went away. So now we're just holding on to apple cider until he decides something else to do with it.
Yeah, I haven't bothered crafting any. I just eat my apples because apples are also basically apple cider. You make it with apples and oranges, but oranges make orange juice, which is stamina, and then you can also eat apples, which are stamina. So for the time being, it's like yeah, you can make apple cider if you want to save it up until it's useful, but otherwise, you know, if you want the stamina, then you might as well just eat them.
Yeah, I never crafted any. I just got some from quests.
I might have gotten some from Quest too, but yeah, I don't think I made any.
He's not afraid to say this was not a great implementation. We're going to do something else.
Yeah, it's great. Just constant feedback, super tight knit community. It's just really cool. It's a cool little pocket of the internet where everybody's just a fun little farmer.
Yeah. Which kind of brings me to events, which I'm going to say right now,
Yes.
we're currently recording this. It is December 15th.
Yes.
So by the time this comes out, this will not be the event anymore. It might have another event. There might be improvements that we've talked about that like come out by then that would be game changers, but we just don't know about it yet. So yeah, just a heads up where it's the middle of December when we're recording, so there's so much more that could happen because this game's only been up for like it started this summer, didn't it?
Maybe you would know better than I would because I
Yeah,
got it from you.
that's true, but I got it from Griffin. Let me Google that.
Yeah, it's not super old.
Okay, yeah. So according to the iOS page for it, 1.0 was launched April 28th, 2021.
Yeah, that's not even a year.
Yeah, like it's just this spring and it's grown so much and changed so much. It's wonderful. And it's gone through a couple events so far. The Halloween event, obviously my favorite because everything Halloween is my favorite.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I was there for that.
Nah,
I think I was.
you weren't
I
playing.
was a little late for that. Yeah, but that's fine. I was there for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and the Thanksgiving event was just like a mini couple day event because it wasn't
Yeah,
as
that was cute.
yeah, and now we're on the Christmas event, which started yesterday, so the 14th, and is going on to January 3rd. So it's like an extended event. You wanna talk about the event a bit?
Yeah, sure. So it's definitely a lot of different aspects. It's pretty fun. One of them is that pine trees have become a crop that you can grow. They're useful for some quests. Some of them require plain pine trees. Some of them require Christmas trees. Christmas trees you craft, and how you craft Christmas trees is you get all of the supplies besides the trees themselves from a new area that you can explore. That's level 17, which is oddly specific, but accessible to most players unless you're like super brand new, which is cool. And it's Santa's Workshop, and you get to explore Santa's Workshop and pick up a bunch of ornaments and a bunch of stars, and you use those to make the trees, and then you can sell the trees or use them for your quests or whatever. Another thing that it wasn't strictly part of the Christmas event. They came about a couple days before the event officially started, and that's snowballs. So you can collect snowballs. You can find those while exploring because everything's covered in snow right now, and it's super cute. You can use those to make snowmen. They're also useful for some quests, and there was a day where people were just feralizing over trying to get snowballs because nobody could get them, and the drop rates were like really bad. But then we definitely need to touch on Borgin in a minute too, but basically something happened where people were able to buy more snowballs, so everybody bought what they needed and it was okay.
Yeah, the drop rate for snowballs is terrible in Santa's Workshop, hilariously enough.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's not the best anywhere else either. It's really bad. I don't know what happened there, but whatever,
Yeah,
I guess.
it's not as bad in like in some other ones, but it's just terrible in like the holiday specific one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe they might adjust it or tweak it or something for the rest of the event. Anyway, so there's that. You can also find reindeer. I don't want to like spoil all the ways that you can find the reindeer. Some of it's by growing crops, some of it's by exploring. That's also worth noting is that sometimes when you grow crops, you can get items from those crops. It's random. You sometimes have to grow a bunch of them to get what you're looking for. Hence corn jail.
Yeah. Corn jail mostly sucks because corn takes so long as compared to like eggplant jail, which doesn't take quite as long.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's these items called rune stones, and corn can give you a rune stone. But you have to grow the corn, and it's a hassle.
Yeah, I also forgot that watermelon and tomatoes can give you a super rare.
Oh, they can. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, I was vaguely aware of it, and then I forgot about it, and then I got a drop from tomatoes, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I wonder if I got that at some point without even realizing.
Could have.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so Christmas event, super fun. Snowman, reindeer, Christmas trees, good times.
Because like you said with the snowballs, like it didn't start at the Christmas event, but there were like events leading up to the Christmas event to get you hyped for it. First, there's a snow effect that you can have going on the screen, which you can toggle it off if you don't like it or if it slows down, whatever. I haven't noticed any problems with it. It's pretty non-distracting for me personally, but again, there's options to toggle it off like immediately if you don't want. And then it was like, oh no, this area has a blizzard, and so you have to like make shovels for people to help them dig it out, and that's when we find this one. So how we get the item to unlock Santa's workshop is by doing the quests that were leading up to it, leading up to the event.
So that was super fun. That was definitely a fun part of it. They definitely know how to get you hyped up for sure.
Read all the quests. I know there's a lot of quests,
Oh,
but
they're
they're
so
so
good.
good. Even the quests that you think are just like whatever, like they're so funny.
They're so funny. Yeah. Oh my god.
Or they're
I
like some of them are like serious, but some of them are funny.
Yeah, some of them are pretty dramatic, but most of them are funny. Yeah, for sure. But Buddy's great. Everybody loves Buddy.
Oh my god, beware of Buddy. I remember that was the
I love
first thing I
Buddy.
ever said about this game was I started playing it and I saw Buddy and I went to the tweet that was for that episode of the Besties in which Griffin talked about it. I'm like, how did Griffin not warn us about Buddy? So this is me warning you. Buddy is there.
He's just chilling, man. He's just
Just
hanging out in his little cave.
just chill in his cave.
Yeah, he's cool. It's not his fault he had some kind of, birth defect or accident or something.
And he sometimes kidnaps people.
Yeah, but only to like play pirates or like
Ignore all the bones you can find in his cave.
yeah, I was trying to think of something else I could talk about that wasn't like spoilers for his quest, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. Just be friends with Buddy. Buddy's nice. Buddy's okay.
It's just surprising.
I did. I won't spoil it, but I loved the quest with Charles Horsington the Third.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a horse. That's just an actual horse
Yeah, that's just a
that you get
horse.
quests for to do.
But that his quest line with Buddy was super
Oh my god,
cute.
that
I
was
loved
hilarious.
that.
Yeah.
That was so great.
There's so much good about this.
Yeah, there is. It's really fun and it's really cool.
And yeah, so everyone, some people are trying to like 100% what they can. Obviously, everything keeps getting added on, so they have to like keep doing stuff. But I mean, that's part of the fun. It's like I just can't stop talking about how fun this game is, especially like really, really what gets me is just how much the creator listens to the community and does what he can to make the best game and not like he could easily make this a money gouging game. There's no ads.
Oh, that's big actually. Yeah, that's great.
You can buy gold, but it's like literally not necessary.
Another little side note is another perk you can get as a patron. I don't know what alpha gets, but beta gets like 200 gold a month, which is kind of nice. Not super necessary, but nice.
I mean, that's leveling up your inventory and stamina if nothing else.
Right.
Some people have insane amounts of inventory. I'm like, how much did you spend on that?
Yeah, I don't know. What am I at right now? I'm not even at 500 yet. I'm at like 480 something.
Yeah, I just got to 804.
Nice.
Yeah, because Oh, I was gonna say another thing with like you can spend gold to upgrade your stamina and inventory, but there's also buildings you can unlock that every day will increase your stamina or inventory by one unless you buy a perk with gold and then buy two every day.
Yeah, I actually have the upgrade for that for 2 every day, and it's been super helpful.
So it's like you're not just trapped at the base if you don't want to spend gold on anything.
Yeah. Another cool thing, you obviously can't go over your inventory capacity, but as far as stamina goes, if you're like exploring and you want to do a lot of exploring at once, you can just spam stamina items and you can go over your stamina cap. It just means that like if you leave and go do something else, it won't keep regenerating up to your cap because you already passed it. But you can totally like drink 100 orange juices and just go nuts if you want. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember in the Halloween event, I first realized how much stamina people could get from orange juice and stuff because they just saved it up for the event that was coming up. And they just like dumped it all. And it was just like, they were just like, pray for my finger and just like start clicking on that. Which, like, again, like people are like, okay, well, clicking and this stamina. Because one of the things is like, so if at first you click and you use one stamina. You can upgrade it with silver to use more stamina. There's an upgrade with gold you can get to double that amount of stamina.
Yes.
I think there's two upgrades now where you double it and then you double it again.
Yeah. It's like the sprinting shoes or whatever.
Yeah. So he's aware that people are having an issue having to click constantly, especially when they have large amounts of stamina. Like there's some things that are like people are really, really into farming right now, are grinding from one of the later like end game stuff. And he's really trying to figure out more ways to where you're not just like having to grind through uh, just clicking so much on the stamina, but also like not completely break the system that's in place.
Right, there's a ton of little efficiency tweaks like that that are definitely very much appreciated.
Like I said, if you're like if something rubs you the wrong way in the mechanics, come back in a couple weeks, it's probably gone.
Yeah, it's constant improvement. I wouldn't, in a couple months even or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if it looks like a completely different game.
It's just really good. It's such a good game. And it's really like there was one really sweet thing where there is one player who had been with them since the very beginning and ended up becoming a mod, and he unfortunately died. And so what they did is they made a quest just for him based on like you have to be at his exact level and then you can go on a quest and you can get a special item that's just to honor him. It's like it's super cute and sad and it's just I don't know. Like you were saying, Cam, like it's a really good community that they would do stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually recently saw, I don't know how long this has been going on for, and it's not nearly as sentimental as that, but I recently saw someone trying to organize kind of a weekly. Actually, I don't know if it's weekly or like bi-monthly or whatever. I don't know. Those terms confuse me. Point is, they're trying to organize a regular trivia event in one of the chat channels, and people have been like donating prizes for like a little pool. So I thought that was really cool. It's a really neat little community event.
Yeah, that's cool. People are always like trying to do stuff to make this game better, both like from the people who are actually running it to just like people.
I mean, people are just like I said, people are just randomly giving each other stuff all the time. I mostly hang out in the trade chat because I'm mostly just looking for things to trade. Looking to get the last few materials for a quest or to craft something or whatever. And the amount of times that I have just sent a general message and they're not even asking for anything, just saying hi or joining the conversation or something, and then someone will see me and just randomly give me stuff. It's really great. It's really cute.
I would sometimes, so you can see all the new players that have come on, like have joined that day. And so I would go and I would look for like a username I really thought was nice for a new player, and I would like give them something random
Oh,
that I
that's
remember
wholesome.
needing at the beginning.
That's really wholesome.
Listen, I gotta appreciate the Shreks out there.
Yeah, that's very fair. I saw someone, what was it? Sapphic Goblins United. If you're out there, I love you.
That's fantastic. God, I haven't even like we're 45 minutes in and that's not even all the features of this game. Like there's so much. Like there's a steak market. Like there's so much.
Steak, oh my god. Yeah, steak is literally just a stock market, but funny name, haha.
Yeah, but it's steaks. And obviously, there are people who are hyper interested in that. Again, there's so many different ways to make money. If you only want to make money from the steak market, you can do that. Will it be
Yeah,
the most efficient way? No, but like,
yeah, you can hold on until prices hopefully like skyrocket, buy low sell high, haha.
it's just such a good game. There's so many different features, and if you are overwhelmed by all the features, just ignore the ones you don't like.
Yeah, you never are forced to do anything unless you're like doing quests or something, but you don't even have to do quests if you don't want to.
Absolutely. Like some of the quests do make you like farm stuff, but I mean, maybe that's only like one time you need it, and then you just can ignore it the rest of the time. Yeah, and then I feel like it eases you into it really well. Like right now, I have a bunch of shit that if I had started off with all this shit, that would have been terrible. But it really eases you in and lets you unlock things like slowly, but not too slowly. You feel like you're doing nothing. Like, and even here, I'm at towards the end game because right now the max level is 99, and I'm at like the farming, fishing, crafting, and exploring all have different levels, and I'm in late 80s for most of them except for crafting, which is just out of this world. Crafting all the time.
Yeah, crafting's probably the easiest to just like grind leveling because you
Oh
basically
yeah,
want.
now that
Sorry, go
now
ahead.
that you can just craft everything at once instead of just clicking one at a time.
Yeah, that definitely helps. But also just once you get to the point that you're generating enough resources on your own, then you basically just wait every 10 minutes or whatever and just keep crafting stuff and eventually.
It's fantastic.
But yeah, that was the random contextless numbers that I said earlier for anybody listening because I'm at like I'm what am I? Yeah, my farming level's highest, but I'm kind of around the 60s. So I'm like mid-level right now, but I'm getting there.
But yeah, like even though I've unlocked most things in this game, there are still plenty of things I haven't. There's still achievements I haven't gotten. There's still quests I haven't unlocked yet.
And there's still events to do that are fun for everybody.
Exactly. It's just a really cool game. There's so much to
It's
do.
just a
It's a
really
good
cool game.
community. It's just yeah, I don't know what else to say about it except for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like again, I
Yeah.
could go through like each one of these and talk about how I like different aspects of it. Like
It's also nice in terms of like the balance between active playing and idle playing. Like your farm isn't gonna like burn down if you can't play for a couple days. You're just gonna come back and have a lot of crafting materials and some crops waiting for you, and it's not a big deal.
there's no punishment for not being there except like your inventory gets full.
Yeah, especially because when you get into kind of the later game stuff and your crops are now taking like days to grow, then you kind of have to go do other stuff to pass the time in the meantime. So yeah, it's pretty. It gets pretty chill.
Yeah, I usually just have like one or two rows dedicated to some like long craft or long farming stuff and
Fair. I'll probably start doing that when I get to that point. I'm not quite there yet. I haven't grown a lot of long crops actually. What do I have unlocked right now? I don't think I even. Which menu is it? Yeah, I'm only up to cotton, which is every 96 hours, and I haven't even tried to like grow it yet. So I grew some broccoli, but I used grape juice because I'm a cheater.
like we said, there's ways to just get through stuff without
Yeah.
there's so much. But it's all still balanced. You never feel like someone is like paying to win.
Yeah, and you also you can get frustrated by like random drops like with any other game, but generally speaking it's not super frustrating. You're never going to feel like it's like unfair to you or you're trying way harder than somebody else or
Yeah, because like RNG helps and hurts everyone. For the eggplants, it took me like 12K before I finally got the eggplant rune dropped. And for other people, it took them 2,000.
yeah, it can be like that, but there's definitely some camaraderie there too. Like if you go into
Oh, for
chat and
sure.
start bitching about it, like, oh my god, I've grown so many eggplants and I can't find it, people are gonna be like, mood.
Yeah, exactly. And then other things, you're like, oh yeah, I already have 5 of those. Like,
And it's worth noting there is a list of items that can be traded. Not everything can be traded, so it can be kind of a bitch sometimes. Like runestones, I don't think it can be.
nah, runestones can't be traded.
Yeah, so it can be kind of a bitch when people want to help you and they can't really because you just kind of gotta do it
Yeah,
yourself.
but again, that's just part of the balance of making sure you can't like buy your way to finishing the game.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. Like I appreciate it.
I do get frustrated with it because there's things I wanted to send you and things you wanted to send me.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to. What was it? I wanted to send you.
Honey.
Honey, yes, you can't send honey, and I have a lot of honey right now. And you needed a lot for a quest, and you were like farming the shit out of it, and I felt bad.
You can't farm it.
No, you're right. You can't even.
Your pet brings it to you.
You just gotta wait. It's painful.
Yeah, so hold on to that honey forever.
I am. I am. I actually noticed in that post I mentioned earlier, the Get Rich Quick one, there's actually a list, and I'm gonna have to look at it because I am definitely a hoarder because I get paranoid about what I'm gonna need later. But there's a list that says like do not sell, so I'm gonna have to look at that and see what I can actually sell and not sell, so that I know what I need to hold on to.
For sure, but they did even make that easy in the market. Now, if the names are orange, that means there is a quest out there that will still need this. I still hold on to some things. If I can't get it easily, I just go ahead and keep it, even if it's not an orange name, because people can add quests in the future.
It's not like totally 100% perfect. I have noticed before that I will sell an item and then like come back, and then all of a sudden there's a quest there when there wasn't before, and now they need it, and I'm like, ah. But
Yeah, the seasonal ones don't count for the orange, unfortunately.
yeah, which again is fair because they probably don't even make those until like a couple weeks out, and they're thinking about it. So I mean, I get it, but it can be a little, it can be a little.
Yeah, but again, you were saying there was a guide to help you know what not to sell.
Yeah, so it's about as helpful as it could be, honestly. Like they can't predict everything, obviously.
Exactly. So nothing's handholdy, but if you do need more help, there's help out there.
Yeah, and if it is tradable, can and probably will get a lot of it if you just ask or offer something that you have or whatever. Don't ask for a bunch of free stuff. Obviously, that's actually frowned upon. I think there's a rule about that you're not supposed to just ask for a bunch of free stuff. But you can trade a lot. You can trade as much as you want. You can go in there and say, "I've got this and I need this," and see what happens. I will make a little note if you're going to be trading a lot. Stock up on orange juice because it's super
Oh
popular.
yeah. Stamina is the best way to get trades from what I hear.
Yes, for sure. You can get just about anything you need with orange juice. Just straight up. Lemonade a little bit too, less so because it's lemonade you just drink and it gives you a certain amount of items from whatever
They
area
did
you happen to
buff
be in.
that though.
They did. You do get more items now, which is really cool. But orange juice is still definitely way more popular. I think there's a page about trading, and I think it's orange juice and nuts that are the most popular, which makes sense.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people love nuts.
Yeah, people love nuts.
Oh, you wanted to talk about Borgin.
Yes, Borgin is important to mention because there's another currency that isn't like it's only for Borgin. Like, so he's a guy shows up in town once a week, and he has this little camp, and he sells kind of rare-ish items. The rarity varies just by week, whatever. He just has a bunch of random stuff. And the prices are in ancient coins. And ancient coins, I don't think you can buy in any particular way. But you.
No. Well, you can't. Sometimes they'll show up in the gold market.
Yes, okay, yeah, that is true.
Because there's a market that will sell like rare items for gold, but you almost never need to get anything from that.
Yeah, that's the flea market.
The flea market, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm a baby, so I buy like small keys for the flea market because they're hard to
Yeah.
fish for.
Yeah, it's just like if I don't want to grind for this, you get it from there.
Gold feathers I've bought a couple times there too, because those can be kind of a bitch.
But yeah, that's the only way you can buy ancient coins if they show up in the flea market. Otherwise, you have to.
Yeah, you can get them from some quests, and then once your exploring is leveled up enough, you unlock an area where you can find ancient coins, and you can only have as much ancient coins as your inventory. It's an inventory item.
Yeah, which people are asking to change, which I definitely understand because it is a currency. It does get frustrating for me to max out my currency and then I get to Borgin and I use it all. And it's like, well, if I had been able to save more.
Yeah, especially because like I just as an example, I like I said, I'm only at like 480 something inventory, and if I had wanted something that happened to be 500 coins, oh well, can't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Um, yeah, which I think the highest they have on there, at least this week, is 300. Did they have a 500 on there?
There was a 500. I'm trying to think of it. It might have been a lima bean, honestly. No, Lima Beam was like 400 or something. There was a 500 though. I just can't remember what it was. It was a while ago.
Point being is like, there's still some pain points. Like people are asking, like, I think would be really helpful is like, you'll have quests that want 300 of something. You have 100. Can I make it to where I can deposit 100 and then go get the rest of it?
Yeah, that would definitely be nice. Not having to wait to upgrade your inventory to be able to do things like that.
Yeah, or just because like I just don't want to have it on hand and accidentally sell it or like craft something with it.
That too. To be fair, I mean, obviously you can still accidentally do it, but they do have a feature in the farmers market, which is where you sell stuff, where you can lock items so that you can't accidentally sell them. They go into like a separate menu, and then you literally can't sell them unless you unlock them.
So yeah, there's definitely ways, but it's just still like it'd be peace of mind to just get that out of my inventory.
For sure, it would definitely be a lot simpler to manage that way. I mean, believe me, ADHD, both of us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So like I said, it's not a perfect game because that would be insane. There's no such thing. But it's constantly improving.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Borgin has some cool stuff. So, if once you start getting ancient coins, save them up. He shows up once a week, Wednesdays. He's there the whole day, and you can go check him out. It's not like, because the flea market rotates every hour, but Borgin will just have the same items all day. So if you don't like what he has one week, you'll just have to wait until next week.
Yeah. It can be helpful when you're like hunting for specific items and you just kind of hope that he has it that week. And
yeah, there was one time, I think it was actually last week, because Snowballs, was he selling? No, he wasn't selling snowballs at that point. Was it last week or the week before? He had a couple rune stones, and I bought a couple rune stones.
oh, I was gonna say, yeah, in non-seasonal times, he usually has like 1 or 2 rune stones on hand. Which you need rune stones. Like, see, we haven't even talked about rune stones that much. We
God,
kind of mentioned it with crops, but
yeah, here and there. Runestones are like kind of a collectible thing. You do need them for like a couple different quests or quest lines or whatever. You also need them to craft certain items to unlock certain areas. Although I will mention, trying not to spoil too much, there was a quest line that I'm guessing they recently added. I think we already talked about it, where you collected a bunch of rune stones and gave them to a particular character one at a time, and then the character gave you back the item that you would have been able to make with the rune stones, so that you didn't just end up wasting them all. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, runestones are pretty important and kind of difficult to get depending on the circumstances. So, if you have the coins and you don't want to do something super grindy or whatever, and Borgin has what you want, then yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Again, we haven't delved into everything in this game, and we keep thinking of more things to say.
There's so much.
Now it's been like an hour, and this is me. I'm going to try to attempt to not talk about it a whole lot on future episodes. I'm going to attempt after this event ends to focus on other mobile games, and even during the event to like calm down and focus on other mobile games, because right now I've primarily just been playing Farm RPG.
I definitely want to try to find some new mobile games myself, go exploring the App Store and see if I can find anything.
Yeah, if you want Rex, I have a billion.
I'm still waiting for you to play a certain one.
Hey, I told you. I have a long weekend over Christmas.
Okay, I will wait. I will wait. I'm excited. Although I need to replay it myself, honestly, so it's fine. I'll get my little refresher, and you'll get to play it, and then we can talk about it, and it'll be fun. But yeah, Farmer RPG, play it. It's fun. People are cool. Lots of stuff to do. Hopefully, we covered enough that you've gotten the worm out of your system.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I can repeat the same thing about things like 5 billion times. That's another ADHD thing, I think.
Yes. I was about to say that.
I just have to go to different people and I can say the exact same thing. But yes, hopefully this has satisfied me enough of talking about how much I love it. My editor, Domi, was actually like, I'm surprised you haven't made an episode about it already, because I've just been talking to her about it constantly.
Absolutely. But now we have it on the record. We have a bunch of explanation about it, and you need to go play it. So go play it.
Absolutely.
Actually, do you want to drop like usernames? Because like you can find us on there. You can friend us on there. Maybe we'll send you some stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm Amberlyn on there, Ambrolen.
Yep. And I'm hands off my macaroni, spelled like the words.
Oh my
That's
god.
that's all it is.
Every time I see your username, that song.
Somebody once told me hands off my macaroni.
Exactly. It's just
Literally, that's like one of my favorite memes. That's the origin story. You get it now. That's what it is on the record.
it's great. Yeah, you can find us on there and friend us. The friend system's really weird. I think that's something that also needs to be tweaked.
I think they need to, because I actually recently like looked into that and found it weird that people can just friend you and then you don't get like a notification, and it's also not a mutual thing. It's weird. It's weird.
It's like following someone without notifications, but like you don't get anything by following them.
Yeah. I wish they would like change that a little bit.
I think they're focusing on like bigger things right now, but I think that is a
For
small
sure.
thing to.
Yeah, probably like post Christmas.
Yeah, post Christmas, because they've also had like plans that he's been talking about trying to implement next month. I'll try to get this, and it's been like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure things kind of got away from him a little bit. It's a lot. There's a lot to this game.
And he's been doing so much like quality of life improvements and mechanic improvements that if he doesn't add new mechanics all the time, that's fine.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I did go back and manually like friend back everybody that friended me that I found out about, so that's good.
But yes, Farm RPG, there'll be links in the description. Cam, anything you wanted to promote?
No, not really. I'm just a dude.
That's fair. The one day I don't ask you is when you're like, actually, I have stuff now.
Actually,
excuse me, rude.
My 75th ADHD unfinished project. I'm sure eventually the hyperfixation on this game will pass too, but you know, for now we are farmers, bump it
Yes. Anyway, okay. Cam doesn't exist online besides Farm RPG, so
I don't exist. I'm a ghost.
So if you want to see Cam, you have to go on Farm RPG and search for Hands Off My Macaroni.
I'm a cryptid.
As for me, the things I want to shout out, my shout out, there is my Muse level patron, Danny the Spoon Lord. If you want to get episodes a day early, along with a lot of other cool benefits like partial peeks into my many unfinished things, or sometimes I'll write poetry and short stories and put them on there. And I have some more I keep forgetting to put up on there. Like at higher levels, like at the Muse level, you also get like a sticker. So,
oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of stuff like that, and it's patreon.com/Jax, JAXYACKS. And thank you to my editor, who we've referenced a couple of times, but probably not in episode, Domi. She also made the wonderful theme for this. It's called Puzzlin', and you can find it on her SoundCloud, Domino Thief.
Nice.
Please check out her music. I've told her that I'm now promoting her SoundCloud, so she's actually going to get a kick in the butt to start putting more stuff on SoundCloud.
She's going to be a SoundCloud rapper.
Well, she doesn't rap, but I mean, I don't know. She's really into Juggalo Ardata, so she might rap as Juggalo Ardata.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Now I'm getting on a side tangent about all the singing projects she's done. But anyway.
We stand.
And then you can find you can find this podcast, which is a project, on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and a bunch of other places under Fake Gamer Bro. If you want a list of all the links, that is going to be fakegamerbro.card.co. That's CARRD.co. And I have links to all the various social media, to the Patreon, to other ways to support. Yeah. So always check me out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another 2 weeks.
Woo!
Thank you to Domi for editing the show and for our theme song, which you can find at Domino Thief on SoundCloud and in the show's notes. Also, thank you to our fakest fan tier member, Danny the Spoon Lord, for your support. If you'd like to get a shout out or just support the podcast, head on over to ko-fi.com/jaxyax, link also found in the show notes, and sign up for as little as $1 a month. For all other links, head over to jaxyax.com where you can always find the latest information. Thanks for listening.